Hello. Like any other software, a catastrophic disaster impacting the xDM server might happen, and you should be prepared for that with a backup plan and a restore procedure. In this video, we will discuss the restore process and the utilities that you have to support recovering from a catastrophic disaster affecting the xDM server. We will demo a full recovery process. The fundamental restore process is based on a backup package. A backup package contains the xDM server configuration and essential files, plus it optionally contains the vault and the embedded database. First, you will need to make the backup package available for the configuration manager. Once you point at a desired backup package, you have the option to restore the configuration of the xDM server that exists within the package and modify the configuration to fit your new environment that you are recovering within. Using a backup package, flag the configuration with restore mode. Once you execute the deployment of the xDM server in a restore mode, the utilities will not only deploy the xDM server, but will first recover the data from the backup package into the targeted data directory. You must verify that the target data directory of both vault and embedded database are empty, otherwise you will be prompted to clear these areas since the recovery process will never overwrite existing data. Please note that if the disaster did not harm your vault files, you are not obligated to restore the vault. You have the option to exclude the vault from the recovery process, and the xDM server will continue to use the existing vault, which will speed up recovery. At the end of the process, the data analyzer will generate a report that contains inconsistencies for your review. Let's have a look at a similar process, but this time using an Oracle database. The main exception is that the customer should first restore the Oracle database using Oracle tools. This is done externally to the xDM server and is full owned by the customer and the DBA that manage the Oracle database. Once the database is restored, you can continue with the configuration and the deployment of the xDM server. Since this is all done in a restore mode, the data analyzer will generate an inconsistencies report at the end of the deployment process. The report can be used to evaluate the integrity of the recovered xDM server data. I'd like to further discuss the status of the data at the end of a restore process. There are two main containers for the xDM server data, the vault and the database. The data stored in the database is dependent on the data stored on the vault and vice versa. However, these containers are technically independent, and therefore it could be that after a recovery process, there are some inconsistencies between the vault and the database. For example, a database reference to vault object that doesn't exist in the vault. Or another example are when vault objects do not have a reference by the database, thus are considered to be orphans. The data analyzer will evaluate the database and the vault content and will identify any data inconsistencies that it detects. Such a report can then be provided to project owners to reconcile their project's variations. Using the workflow on the configuration manager, you can select the strategy of restore from backup. Click Next and you will have the option to provide a backup package. This can be from the defined backup directory or by providing a full path to a package. You have the option to restore the configuration from the backup package. You also have the option to exclude the vault in case you do not have to recover the vault data. By default, the basic integrity validation level should be enough and will be used by the data analyzer to evaluate the database and the vault. It does not matter if during the backup process you used full backup or an incremental backup, as the restore process will try to recover all the information that is available in the backup package. Once you apply the settings, the Actions bar will indicate the restore mode. You then need to continue with the server configuration, run the pre-deployment tests, and deploy the server. At the end of the process, you should use the diagnostic dashboard to review the results of the data analyzer on the dashboard tab. Based on the results, you might be able to fix some of the inconsistencies. In this video, we discussed the xDM server restore process. Based on your configuration, you should either use the backup package, or if Oracle is configured, you should manually restore Oracle before recovery of xDM server. We discussed the results of a restore process and the inconsistencies that might occur between the vault and the database. We hope that the demo that we provided using the restore from backup workflow strategy will help you better understand the restore process.